be guiding us through a shortened Ashtanga vinyasa today. If you're a beginner and you would like to give it a try, this is a great place to start. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat. I'm just going to go over the breathing we're going to be doing throughout our practice today. It's called deep breathing with sound. You're going to be inhaling in and out through the nose. It's going to make a sound kind of like you're fogging a mirror or like ocean waves. So let's give it a couple tries here. Inhaling fully and exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Now, I don't know if you could hear it from me, but if you're breathing in and out through the nose, taking full deep breaths, it's kind of going to sound like ocean waves. So that's going to build heat in your body. Maintain that breathing throughout your practice today. If at any point you do feel overheated, take a few exhalations through the mouth. That'll help expel some of the heat you've built. We're going to start in child's pose. So flipping over, I'm going to get my knees wide, almost to the edge of the mat or as wide as the mat. Toes are touching. Sending my butt back to touch my heels. And then I'm going to crawl my hands forward. Fingertips are spread wide, stretching the fingers. And then I'm using the grip I have on the mat to lengthen my torso. I'm pushing my belly towards the mat. I'm also using my hands at the same time to actually push my feet or my butt further back into my feet. Really just stretching everything here. You want to stick your forehead onto the mat, maybe rock side to side. Maybe setting an intention here. If that's something you like to include in your practice. Let's walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, placing the left hand on top of the right hand and then lowering back down. You should feel a nice stretch along the left side body here. Come back through center and then take it to the other side. Left side, right hand comes on top of the left hand. Place it there and then let the torso fall. Taking it back to center. I'm going to inhale my right arm up into the sky and then exhale, thread it through. Placing the weight of my body down onto this right shoulder. Still reaching forward with the left hand. Creating a little extra shoulder stretch here on the right side. And unthreading my needle. I'm going to come back to center and set it for the left side. Let's inhale, left arm up, opening the chest a little bit as we do, and then exhale, thread the needle through, laying the weight of the body down onto this left shoulder here. Right fingertips are spread and gripping the mat. All right, and unthreading the needle, we're going to come back through center, and then I'm going to inhale my hips up, and I'm going to shift into a tabletop. So tabletop, we want our hands directly underneath the shoulder blades. We bring the knees directly underneath the hips. Fingers are spread wide once more. We're going to take some cat-cows. On an inhale, we look forward, dropping the belly. Tailbone comes up. Exhale, we round the spine. Tucking the tailbone, bringing the shoulders towards the ears. You should feel a nice stretch along the top of your back here. Inhale, dropping the belly into cow. And exhaling into cat. Continue here at the own pace of your breath. If it's a little slower or faster than mine, that is totally fine. Let's do one more round of breaths here. And meet back in neutral tabletop when you're ready. Let's go ahead and tuck the toes under. Setting up for a down dog, but we're gonna pass through a little bit of a hover here. So let's inhale, lift the knees off, hover about an inch off the ground. Let's breathe here for 3, 2, 1. We're gonna pause and then inhale, straighten the legs, send it back into down dog. First down dog of the day, maybe pedal out the feet. Fingertips again are spread wide. Gazes towards the navel. When you find yourself in down dog, in these places of stillness, these are good moments to reconnect with your breath. If it's feeling shaky or uncontrolled, try to grab a hold of it here. If your breath ever becomes so uncontrolled that it feels unmanageable, feel free to rest in child's pose. All right, we're gonna unplug the feet and tiptoe them towards the hands. And then inhale, we slowly come up to standing. All right, now we're gonna take 2 sun salutation A's, Surya Namaskar A. So big toes are touching, there's a little bit of a gap between the heels, and arms are down by our sides. This is gonna be based on breath, so just follow along as best you can. Inhale, we sweep the arms out to the side, meeting them in the center over the head, gazing at the palms as we press the palms together. Exhale, fold. We reach towards the mat, nose comes towards the knees, folding here. Inhale, half lift. We reach towards the ground, lengthening the spine as we gaze forward. And then let's plant the hands. All in one exhale, we plant the hands, jump or step back, and chaturanga. It takes a little bit getting used to. Inhale into up dog. Exhale into down dog. Now we're gonna hold this down dog for 5 deep breaths. Deep breathing with sound through the nose. Breathing 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. As you finish your exhale, I'm going to have you adjust your feet as you need. We're going to bend the knees and gaze between the hands. And then we're going to jump or step between the hands. Inhale, we half lift. Once again, reaching towards the mat as we gaze forward. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, setting up to sweep the arms all the way out to the sides. Pressing the palms together in the middle, gazing at the thumbs. And exhale, back to Samasthiti. That was one sun A. Let's do another one. Start in Samasthiti again. Toes are together, gap between the heels, hands by the sides. Inhale, sweeping the arms out, palms together, pressing the palms together, gazing at the thumbs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we gaze forward, reaching towards the mat, lengthening. If you want a little bit extra here, you can even come up onto your toes, maybe hover the fingers. And then we're going to plant the hands, jump or step back, chaturanga on an exhale. Inhale, we come into up dog. Exhale, flip the toes, send the hips up, down dog. Now, I always need to adjust my feet when I'm going from a vinyasa to a stationary down dog. So if you need to do a little bit of an adjustment here, that's great. We're setting up for 5 breaths, so make sure you're in a good spot. Breathing 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you finish your exhale, gaze between the hands, bend the knees, jump or step between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we stand up, sweeping the arms out, pressing the palms together in center, and exhale, back to Samasthiti. All right, jump or step your feet hip width distance. we're gonna do Padangustasana. So inhale, let's lengthen the spine, gazing forward. Exhale, we fold. We're gonna take our peace fingers and wrap them around our big toes. Now, if you need to bend your knees here to make contact with the toes, that is totally fine. Eventually, the end goal here is to get the tops of the thighs in contact with the belly. So let's peace fingers around the toes. Inhale, we halfway lift. And exhale, we fold. Now, as I'm folding, I'm gonna turn to the side so you guys can see me. As I'm folding, I've got my fingers gripped around my toes. So my toes are pressing into the earth as I pull on my toes with my fingers. As I'm doing this, I'm actually bending my elbows, creating a deeper stretch here, allowing my body to go even deeper. If this is if you're able to keep your legs straight, but it's hurting your lower back, go ahead and bend the legs. That's gonna alleviate some of the pressure in the back. So we've got options here. Once you find your spot, we're gonna breathe for 5. Breathing 4, working the head even further between the knees. 3. Breathing 2. And 1. Let's release the toes. Inhale very slowly, come all the way back up to standing, and then exhale, we jump or step back to Samasthiti. Alright, now we're gonna do Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation B, with some variations. So if you're with me, follow along, start in Samasthiti. Let's bend the knees. Inhale, palms sweep up, pressing again once more, gazing at the thumbs. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, half lift, gaze forward, reach towards the mat. Exhale, plant the hands, jump or step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, send it forward, pivot the left foot. Inhale, up into warrior 1. Now we're gonna hold this for 5 breaths. You want the back foot to be flat on the mat. We want about a 90-degree angle in this right leg here. Hands are pressing, gazing at the thumbs. We breathe for 5, 4, back leg is straight and active. 3, 2, and 1. Unconnect the hands. We're gonna bring them down on either side of the foot. Right foot comes back to meet left. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into up dog. And exhale into down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, send it forward, pivot the right foot. Inhale, warrior 1. Left leg has a 90-degree bend. Right foot is flat on the ground. Right leg is activated and straight. We breathe for 5. Breathing 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands down to the ground. Left foot meets right. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now we hold this down dog for 5 deep breaths. So adjust your feet if you need to. Spread the fingers wide. Gaze at the navel. And resume your deep breathing with sound. Breathing for 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you finish your exhale, gaze between the hands, jump or step between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweeping the arms up, palms together overhead. Exhale, back to Samasthiti. All right, let's do another one. We're gonna add on. Toes are touching. We bend the knees. Inhale, palms up overhead, pressing the palms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, reaching towards the ground. Plant the hands, jump or step back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, send it through. Pivot the back leg. Inhale, we flow through warrior one. Exhale, we open into warrior two. Here we want a 90-degree bend once more. Maybe a slightly different position in this foot. We still want the back foot flat. And we gaze over the top of the right fingertips. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3. 2. And 1. Cartwheeling the hands to the ground. Right foot meets left. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, send it forward. Pivot the right foot. Inhale, warrior one. And exhale, we open into warrior two. Taking a moment to adjust here again. Make sure you got your leg alignment right. Opening our chest. We're gazing over the left fingertips this time. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3. Working this left knee to the outer left edge of the mat. 2. And 1. Cartwheel the arms down. Left foot meets right. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Here we hold for 5 breaths once more. Breathing 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. As you finish your exhale, jump or step between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, hands up, gazing at the thumbs. Exhale, back to Samasthiti. All right, we're gonna do one more like that, adding on. Let's bend the knees. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, exhale, jump or step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, send it forward. Pivot the left foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. And inhale, flip the hand, peaceful warrior. Left arm comes to the base, the small of the back. Right arm comes over the top of the right ear. We gaze at this right wrist or at the fingertips and breathe for 5. 4. Maybe deepening the bend in your front leg. 3. 2. And 1. Cartwheel the arms down to the ground. Right foot meets left. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, send it forward, pivot the right foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Right arm comes along the small of the back. Left arm is coming over the left ear. Gazing at this right arm. Gazing at the left arm, sorry. And breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3. 2. And 1. Cartwheel the arms down. Left foot meets right. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Another chance here to reconnect with the breath. We have 5 breaths here. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. Breathing 3. 2. jump or step between the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Exhale, back to Samasthiti. All right, another chance for Padangusthasana like we did before. Jump or step, the feet hip width apart. I'm gonna face you all again. So, if the variation we did last time was good enough for you, go ahead and take that again. If you'd like to try Padahastasana, gorilla pose, it's a little bit more intense, let's go for it. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale, we lengthen, gazing forward, and exhale, we fold. Here's your chance, either peace fingers, or if you want to go into Padahastasana, hold hands, slide them underneath the feet. Toes are now touching against my wrists. Inhale, we half lift. Again, it's totally okay if your knees are bent. And exhale, we fold. Breathing for 5. Again, bending the elbows out to the side to deepen the stretch if that's for you. Breathing 4. Bending the knees if you're feeling any pressure in the low back. 3. 2. And 1. Release the hands, pause here, and let's slowly inhale back up to standing. Exhale, jump or step back to Samasthiti. All right, let's take Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, big step out to the right. Let's switch the feet so that the right foot's facing the back of the mat, left foot is facing forward. Inhale, we sweep the arms out to the right. And exhale, we're gonna fold over this right leg. Couple options for variations here. Maybe you really wanna work on your abdominal muscles. If you wanna take triangle, kind of like you're holding a beach ball, this is a great option. Really working the abdominal muscles, those obliques there. If you wanna go for a more traditional, the end goal is to have the peace fingers wrapped around the big toe here with straight legs. Now, if that's what you wanna work on, but you're not quite there flexibility-wise, maybe you can bring it to the ankle. Maybe you bring it to the shin, or maybe even the knee. All of these are great options. It's all gonna start to open up the hips, get you ready for the full Trikonasana pose. Wherever you are, make sure you're using your abdominal muscles to hold you up and you're not pressing into this bottom leg. We wanna be using our core to hold us up. Wherever you're at, find your spot. Left arm peels open, gazing at the left hand to open the chest. Here we breathe for 5. Breathing 4. 3. Maybe rotating that arm back just a little more. 2. And 1. Release the foot, inhale all the way up. Keep the arms where they are, just switch out the feet. Now the right foot's facing forward, left foot's facing the front of the mat. And exhale, we fold. Now, if your body is asymmetrical, I suggest doing the same pose you did on the last side. If your body's asymmetrical, that's okay. Maybe you were able to get all the way to your ankle on the last one, and here you're at your shin. That's totally fine. Wherever you are, find that spot with your body. Again, like if you wanted to do beach ball, that's always an option. Find your connection point. Make sure you're using your abs and not pressing into this leg. Right arm peels open, gazing at the hand. We breathe for 5. Breathing 4. 3. Breathing 2. And 1. Release the foot on an inhale. Bring it up. And exhale, we're going back to Samasthiti. Nice. All right. Side angle. Let's set up. Inhale, big step out to the right once more. We're gonna rotate the feet once more. Right foot's facing the back, left foot is facing forwards. Deep bend in the right leg. We want a 90-degree angle. So I'm setting up for a traditional Ashtanga. If this is a little bit too deep for you, you can already tell. Variations. Maybe you can put your elbow here. This is a good option. A non-Ashtanga side angle, you may put your hand on the inner side of your foot. If you're coming all the way down here, I recommend putting it to the pinky toe edge. That's the Ashtanga way. Like I said, you have the option here. And if that's really too much, if you're really wanting for a more easy flow today, you can actually take it down onto the knee even. Still getting a nice little side stretch here. So we've got options. Whatever's feeling good for you, settle into it. I'm taking the Ashtanga version. Hand is on the pinky toe edge side of my right foot here. And I take my left arm and peel it open. It's gonna go over the top of my left ear. And I'm gazing towards that left arm. Stretching, pulling this hand as far out as it'll go, and breathing for 5. Breathing 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, let's come all the way back up. Keep the arms again. Let's switch out the feet. Rotating left foot faces the front of the mat, right foot's facing forward. And let's exhale, bend. Nice 90-degree bend here if you're going all the way down. If not, take the variation that you took before. Setting up for my Ashtanga side angle here. Inhale, arm comes up over the ear, and I gaze at this arm as I pull the fingertips out. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, let's come back up. Exhale, we're sending it back to Samastiti, so power up and come back to the front of the mat. All right, now we're gonna do wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. I'm gonna start setting it up and then I'm gonna show you all a floor variation as well. If you're with me standing, inhale, big step out. We're gonna pigeon the toes in. All right, hands to the waist. Inhale, we gaze forward, and exhale, we're going to fold down. If you're familiar with the traditional Prasarita Padottanasana, go ahead and take it. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Stay here if that feels good for you. Quick note, if this is a bit much, you're not feeling the upright today, you do have the option. Just take a wide-legged forward fold on the ground. Try to roll your feet out to the sides and then hold on to your big toes or your feet. This is another option if this is more comfortable for you. We're gonna do some variations, so just stick with this and what feels good if this is better for you. If you're with me, standing, we've got our arms underneath our shoulders, and we're actually using the grip of the hands on the mat to pull the torso in towards the feet. So I'm gonna turn to the side so y'all can see what I'm talking about. First I start here, and then I walk the hands back, pulling the torso between the legs. Once you find your edge, stay there, and then breathe for 5. Breathing 4, 3, breathing 2, and 1. Slowly inhale, come all the way back up, and pause. All right, inhale, arms come out to the sides. Exhale, interlace them behind the back. I'm gonna stay in this position just so you all can see what I'm doing. Exhale, we fold once more, sending the interlaced grip out away from the back, working the top of the head towards the mat. Eventually the goal here is to get the crown of the head in contact with the mat. Let's breathe here for 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, slowly come all the way back up and release the hands. Bring them back to the hips. Last one, floor people, I have not forgot about you. Just continue to do your stretching. We'll meet back in a moment. Exhale, let's fold forward. This time we're taking our peace fingers, wrapping them around the big toes. Now, as I'm pressing my big toes into the ground, I'm also pulling against the toes with the hands, really creating the ability to stretch deeper here. So I'm just using my own body, pushing my toes into the ground, pulling against my toes with my arms. Then I'm able to pull my torso deeper between the legs. So breathe for 5. Breathing 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the toes, hands to the hips. Inhale, slowly come back up to standing, and then let's meet back in Samasthiti. If you're on the floor, I'm gonna have you meet me back in Samasthiti again. Got a couple more standing poses before we take it down. All right, next is pyramid. Inhale, we take a medium step out this time. Right foot's facing forward. We want the heels in one line, but the left foot is at a 45-degree angle. Now, either I want reverse prayer hands, or if that's a bit much, maybe just grab for opposite elbow behind your back. Either way, you're getting a nice stretch here, opening the shoulders a bit as you do. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Both legs are straight. I'm actually slightly rotating my right hip back to keep my hips in one line. And as I do that, I'm pulling the crown of my head towards the top of my foot. Breathing here for 5. Breathing 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your arms where they are. Inhale, let's come up. Exhale, let's just switch the feet, rotating them. Now the left foot's facing forward. Heels are still in one line. Right foot is at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, we lengthen, gazing forward. Exhale, we fold. Over this left leg. I'm rotating the left hip back just slightly so the hips are in one line. Breathing here for 5. Breathing 4. 3. Breathing 2. And 1. Inhale. Slowly coming up to stand, releasing the arms, and exhale back to Samasthiti. All right, I'm gonna turn to face you all once more. We're gonna do Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Let's bring the weight of the body into the right leg. Left leg comes up. This is a good place to start, holding onto the left knee here. We have the right hand on the right hip. If you're working on your balance, maybe stay here. If you're looking for a little bit more, grab a hold of the left toe with the peace fingers. Extend this left leg. Lengthen the spine and breathe here for 5. Breathing 4. 3. 2. And 1. Wherever you are, if you've got your knee bent or if it's out, release it and straighten the leg as best you can. Breathe here for 5. Straight leg. 4. Using your abdominal muscles. 3. 2. Little higher. And 1. Lower it down. All right. Right to the other side. Wave the bodies now on the left leg. Left hand to left hip. I'm going to start here. If you'd like to stay here, please do. Otherwise, we move forward. Peace fingers around the big toe. Lengthening this right leg out. Lengthening the spine. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3. 2. And 1. Wherever you are, release it, send it out, straighten the leg as best you can. Breathing for 5. 4. 3. 2. Little higher. And 1. Lower it down, maybe shake it out if you need to. All right, I'm gonna come back to the top of my mat and we're going to take a vinyasa. So starting in Samasthiti, inhale, palms together, gazing at the thumbs, pressing the palms together at the top. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, half lift, reaching towards the ground as we look forward. Exhale, plant the hands, jump or step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. exhale, down dog. All right, we're gonna jump forward, but we're gonna land right in Utkatasana. Bend the knees, gaze between the hands, jump or step up if you prefer. And here we are in Utkatasana. Take a moment, make sure you can see your toes poking out in front of your knees. Hands are pressed together. Gaze at the hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the hands, exhale, jump or step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now, this time we're gonna jump through to a seat. If you'd like to practice, I'm gonna give you a chance. Otherwise, just meet me in a seated position. Let's bend the knees, we're gonna gaze forward. As we send the legs up into the air, we're gonna cross them. And then land onto our butts. We'll have more opportunities to practice that, so if you didn't get it that time, that's okay. Let's straighten the legs. We're doing Dandasana. Feet are flexed, hands are on either side of the sits bones. We gaze forward, keeping the feet flexed. Chin is slightly down towards the chest, breathing for 5. Good moment here to reconnect with the breath. Breathing 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Either peace fingers around the toes or wrap your hands around the bottoms of your feet. We're gonna breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We're going to take a vinyasa from seated. So we're going to cross the legs, you're going to rock forward, place the hands down, and then we're going to jump or step back into chaturanga. And exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now we're going to do that funky hop through into a seat again. So bend the knees, gaze forward, jump up, and cross your legs in the air, and then land back down. Next is Purvottanasana. If you prefer to take a reverse tabletop, I'll set that up. If you're familiar with Purvottanasana or reverse plank, go ahead and I'll meet you there. If you're gonna do tabletop, bend the knees, fingertips are facing towards the butt, and we want to stack the hands right underneath the shoulders if possible. And then we'll just inhale up. All right, letting the head hang. So that's reverse table. If you prefer to do that, it's a little bit less intense than reverse plank, go ahead and get there. For reverse plank, if you've not done it but you want to try, hands are about 6 to 8 inches behind the sits bones. We glue the arches of the feet together. Inhale, the hips come up to the sky as the toes make contact with the ground. Head rolls back, gazing over the top of the nose, breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lowering everything down. Crossing the legs, we're going to take a vinyasa. Rocking forward, placing the hands, jump or step back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Another option for that funky jump through to a seat once more. Bend the knees, gaze forward, jump up, cross the legs, and land. All right, now we're doing Janushirasana. I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. Right leg is face down in front of me. Left leg is bent at a 90-degree angle. We want the left sole of the foot along the inner thigh of this right leg. We're going to inhale, arms up. As I do this, I'm squaring off my shoulders to this right leg. And then exhale, fold. Breathing here for 5. If you can't make contact with your foot, we do want the leg straight here. So if you have a towel or a strap, anything like that, this is a great option to use that here so that you can make the contact with the foot. Breathing for 4. 3. switch it out, hands come behind, little abdominal challenge here. Switch out the feet without touching them. All right, once we're here, I gotta adjust a little bit. Left leg is straight, right leg is bent at a 90-degree angle. The inside of the sole of the right foot is along the inner left thigh. Foot is flexed. Inhale as I square off my shoulders, and exhale, folding over this left leg. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3. Breathing 2. And 1. Coming up. I'm going to release. I'm going to just slide over to the side. I'm going to take a vinyasa. So I'm crossing the legs, lifting out forward, and then jump or step back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to do that funky hop through again. Bend your knees, gaze between your hands, jump up, cross your legs. And this time we're landing right in boat pose, Navasana. Now, this one is very intense on the abdominals and the lower back. This is the true Navasana form. Arms are parallel with the ground, legs are straight. Now, if you need a variation, bent legs, one good option. Another option, if you would like to hold onto the backs of your thighs here for even a little bit more support, that's a great option as well. We're doing 5 breaths, 3 rounds. All right, let's go wherever you are. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3. 2. And 1. I'm going to cross the legs. I'm going to lift up just for a second. Set my butt back down and roll back. Round 2. Breathing for 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Cross, lift up. Last round. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3. 2. And 1. Cross. Send it forward into a vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a moment here. Let's take 3 breaths here just to reconnect for a moment. All right, we'll send it through once more. So we're gonna bend the knees, gaze between the arms, jump or step up into a seat. And then this time we're gonna lay down on our backs actually. So I'll be doing 3 back bends. If a full wheel is in your practice, go ahead and take 3 of those. I'm gonna do round 1 is gonna be bridge, so I can show everybody how to do bridge. If you're not familiar with either, we'll start with bridge. So laying on our backs, you wanna bend your knees. Bring your heels all the way to your sits bones. Arms are down by the sides. On an inhale, we're gonna send the hips up. As we do this, once we have the hips in the air, we're gonna shimmy the shoulder blades underneath the back and grab a hold of the hands, interlacing the hands on the floor. And then once you're here, you're almost trying to straighten your legs. They're not really gonna straighten, but straighten them. Sending the hips higher. Breathe here for 3 more. 2. And 1. Everybody come down. Now, if wheel is not in your practice, I'm gonna have you do 2 more bridges just like we did, okay? If you want to do wheel, if you're familiar with me, let's go. Feet, bring them about hip width distance. Hands are by the sides, the fingertips are facing towards the toes. Inhale, we lift everything up. The gaze is at the mat. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3, again, trying to straighten the legs. 2, and 1. Lower down, I'm just gonna come into the crown of my head. I'm gonna walk the hands in just a smidge, and then inhale right back up. Breathing for 5. Breathing 4. 3. 2. And 1. Everybody lower down. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Take rest for a moment. All right, now let's rock front to back a little bit. A couple times until we can get enough momentum to pop forward. Gonna adjust and roll through onto my knees. We're gonna set up for rabbit pose. So we're sitting on our feet. Knees are together. All right, we're gonna get an upper back stretch here. So the goal, top of the head, little to no weight in the ground. We really want contact with the forehead and the fronts of the knees. We're gonna grab a hold of the heels. If you're really sweaty, you might wanna put a towel on your heels so you have a little bit better of a grip here. Forehead is towards the knees. I'm gripping the heels firmly, and then I'm gonna send the hips up. As I do this, I'm pulling against my heels, and it's creating a nice upper back stretch for me. This one's a little funky at first. Breathe here for 5, wherever you are. Breathing 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can pull against your heels to sit up. All right, let's take a vinyasa. We're gonna come forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. All right, let's jump through to a seat once more. Bend the knees, gaze between the hands, jump up, cross the legs, land in a seat. And we are taking it back once more onto the ground into shoulder stand. Now, to prep, we have arms by the sides, legs are straight down in front of us. Let's inhale both legs up together and then peel the hips up off the ground. Taking the hands first at the hips and then slowly shimmying them up until you have contact with the back of the ribs. Then we just hold the hands here on the back of the ribs to help hold us up. Goal is to get ankles stacked on top of hips, stacked on top of shoulders. Let's breathe here for 6. Breathing 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take it back into plow, one or both legs at the same time. Interlace the arms behind the back if you can. Straighten out the legs. We breathe for 6. Breathing 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take it to deaf man's pose just for a moment if you can. Heels are touching above the head. We're gripping the knees onto either the temples or the ears. Eventually we're working towards the ears. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pass back through shoulder stand and then slowly, one vertebra at a time, lower back down. All right, let's bend the knees in and we'll just rock up and down once more into a seat and then a forward fold. Let's reverse those back bends. We're gonna take a nice easy forward fold. Nothing in particular here. If you want to use a strap or towel, it's a good option. We're gonna do 10 breaths here. Breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's release. I'm going to go into Supta Baddha Konasana, so soles of the feet are together. Now I'm going to take my second finger and put it in between the big toe and the little toes, and then I'm just going to wrap the thumb around the top of the foot here. So you're kind of taking an OK sign and then putting your big toe through it to grip onto the feet here. As we do this, elbows are bent out to the side, pushing into the legs, pushing the knees down further. And while I'm doing this, I'm working my chin towards the front of the mat as best I can. Breathe here for 5. Breathing 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, we come up. Let's do one more variation. This time we're going to interlace the hands, interlace the fingers. We're going to use this little cup we've created. Just cup it around the front of the toes. Maybe underneath. Inhale, we lengthen up. And then exhale, we're going to take the crown of the head and really work it towards the feet. Again, using the elbows to press the knees further into the ground. Breathing here for 5. Breathing 4. 3. 2. And 1. Inhale, we come up and let's lay it down onto the back. I'm going to bring my right leg up, bending it into half wind removing, pressing this leg into the outer edge of my right rib cage. Don't want it right on top, we want it on the outside. Really pressing, opening up the hip. And let's send this right leg across the body, stacking the right hip right on top of the left hip. Maybe we take this left hand to hold this leg in place, and then maybe we cactus or tee out the arm, gazing over the right shoulder here. Hug this leg into the rib cage once more, and then switch it out. Now the left leg comes up, hugging the left leg into the left rib cage, the outer edge here, pressing into the shin and ankle. And let's send this left leg across the body, stacking the left hip directly on top of the right hip, using this right arm to guide the leg, teeing out the left arm, gazing over the left shoulder. Breathing here. Coming back through center, let's hug the left leg in once more, and then let's bring both up, reaching through, grabbing hold of the outside edges of the feet for happy baby. Feel free to play around here if you want to rock back and forth, maybe straightening one leg at a time, maybe straightening both legs at the same time, whatever feels good here. Center. Let's put the soles of the feet together and lower down into Supta Baddha Konasana on the back, placing one hand on the chest and one on the belly. Last few controlled breaths here. Getting ready for a little meditation. When you're ready, lengthen out your legs. Let your arms go out to the sides Our final resting pose. So you lay here, starting with your toes. Relax every part of your body. Let your heels feel heavy in the earth. Let your calves, knees are heavy. Maybe thighs are kind of splayed out, just relaxing to the earth. Hips are heavy. Relax your back and your shoulders. Your arms all the way down to your hands. And then each finger all the way to the fingertips. Relax your face, even your tongue and your eyeballs. And as you surrender into the mat here, you may have thoughts come. Notice them and allow them to pass. Find it's helpful to focus on the sounds happening around you. You're ready for some movement. Just start to wiggle your fingers and toes just a little bit. Slowly increasing the movements, maybe move your wrists and ankles. Maybe lightly rocking the head back and forth, massaging it on the mat. If you'd like to stay in this resting pose, please do so. If you're ready to come back, roll onto one side, fetal position, maybe use your arm as a pillow. Take another moment of rest here. When you're ready, slowly push yourself up to a seated position. Thank you all so much for sharing your practice with me today. Really hope you liked it. I'm always open to video suggestions, so if anyone ever has any, feel free to comment or anything. I'm always open. So thank you all again for sharing your practice with me.